keep your damn mouth shut.
Come to watch the Super Bowl to watch a performance.
And so?
I didn't come to think.
Everything possible to.
Don't that will smack down your mouth. Don't you to come on, shut up. Shut up.
I don't want to feel like I'm reading a book.
You just shut up!
Shut up!
Who asked you to talk?
Like, I just want to dance. One thing I cannot stand is fake deepness. I come to watch the Super Bowl to watch a performance. I didn't come to think.
I know why you didn't get it, because you're not like us. You're an African. Take that how you want to take it. You're an African. You would not understand the plight of African American. You would not understand the plight of us being in this country and always being centered when it comes to our culture, but not when it comes to us protesting and fighting for our rights. See, as an African, you should mind your African business. The message that was televised was not for you. It was for African Americans, not an African woman. Because as an African woman, you have no idea what it feels like to be black in America.
Hi guys, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I am Michelle, and if you're watching me for the first time, kindly don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and even comment. So guys, in today's clip, we are going to see a certain lady who is condemning Kendrick Lamar song and feels like that song was fake. It had a lot of fake deepness, and we all are going to see the opinions of blacks to that session, and we are going to see what their opinions and what they think and what they feel about what Madam Joyce said. So guys, let's watch the video and come back for more comments.
I love Kendrick. I love the fact that being a hater can end up being a success. But this performance, I just thought it was really mediocre for me. Maybe because I'm not a hardcore Kendrick fan. There was a lot of the songs that I didn't know. I knew some of the mainstream ones. Like when SZA came, I was like, yes, twin. And the rest of them, I don't know. I thought the visuals was amazing. We had Samuel Jackson come on as Uncle Tom, and then obviously the dancers came and the American flag, and then obviously he performed They're Not Like Us. I just thought it was an okay performance. There are a lot of people on the internet who are like, oh my god, you just didn't understand. One thing I cannot stand is fake deepness. I come to watch the Super Bowl to watch a performance. I didn't come to think. I don't want to feel like I'm reading a book. So when I'm seeing, oh, but you did not understand the allegoric significance of when the dancers were wearing blue, and the blue means it signifies the sadness of the American like, I just want to dance. I don't want to watch a performance and then have to read a book to understand what the performance was about, okay?
Madam Joyce, you have upset the people them again. Okay, you've upset the people them once again. I just want to start by saying to all my fellow African Americans, we are not all like Madam Joyce. Okay, we're not all like that. Okay, a lot of us actually aren't like that, and I feel like it's just as ignorant to say on your end as an African American that we're all like that, because we're not. However, Madam Joyce, I understand. I don't even understand where you came from. I don't know where you were coming from with that. That I actually don't know. However, I think saying that you wanted entertainment and not a story, you actually have to understand what has just happened in America and the way that things are going for them right now. Okay,
there are just some people that in this life, I don't think they have ever had a bright thought or idea in their life. If I'm being very honest, I don't think they've had a thought before. Or if they have, it has always been more evidence that they are actually not really thinking. Every time they try to speak, it never sounds like their brain and mouth have ever found harmony. And it's funny because some of these people have very big platforms with a lot of listeners, subscribers, watchers, audiences, where they go on to spew the most thoughtless things about topics that they are very uneducated about. But because everyone is talking about it, they want to jump on the trend too, forgetting that they do not have the skill or mental range to handle it. Which is even worse because some of them know they do not have the skill range to handle such discussions, but they still engage in it, but they want to be different. So they're going to say very stupid, off-putting things. Like for example, you're witnessing a history-altering event that is not just entertaining, but is beyond entertaining. It is necessary, considering the amount of discourses that event has brought up. But because one, you feel like the discussions that are stemming from this event are not your business, which mind you, in some way, shape or form, they still are. And because you do not have the brain power to dissect issues beyond, jaye, you open your mouth to say, oh, the Super Bowl is not supposed to be something that will make me think. I didn't go to the Super Bowl to think. I went to the Super Bowl to dance. The Super Bowl halftime show is supposed to be about dancing. Why do I feel like I'm being made to write a school paper? Baby, have you ever been in the four walls of a school? And if you have, I have a lot of questions for both your parents and your teachers. Because what happened to trying to give you some critical thinking skills?
I feel like the problem with Madam Joyce is she had a major case of FOMO. And what I mean by that is when you're a content creator or when you're somebody who has a podcast, you're constantly wanting to talk about the hot topics because that's what gets the views. Even if it's temporary, right? You always have to kind of be on top of those hot topics. What other topic was hotter this last week than the Super Bowl? We all knew that that was going to be a hot topic. So she wanted to be a part of that conversation, but didn't bother to do any research behind, first of all, who Kendrick Lamar even is as an artist. Because if you are a Kendrick fan, okay, you know that this is exactly what we were expecting from Kendrick, period. Like, number one, that can't even be debated. So you're not a Kendrick fan. But also on top of it, like, literally the political climate that we're in right now, like, girl, read the room. Like,
a lot is changing very quickly and a lot of people are scared about the way that things are changing. Anytime a black person has the power and the platform to speak, they have to be very wise with their time and what they are saying, like, point blank period. I wouldn't think that she would say something like that, but she said it. I don't know why. I feel like she was just talking to talk in that moment. On the same hand, the Americans, calm down. Please calm down. Do like this, okay? Rub your chests, relax. And the reason why I said that is because sometimes I can see the vein popping up your neck. You're doing a lot. I understand what she said was wrong. And you guys are very heated, but I feel like sometimes the way that you think about us is a little bit wrong. A lot of us actually do still go through systematic oppression and a lot of problems as well. And the way that you guys are coming back and being combative to the whole nation of Black British people is crazy. We are not all the same. It's ignorant in that sense as well. And I heard a girl say this as well on TikTok, which I didn't really like. She said that American history is Black history, vice versa. Now it is, yes. However, we cannot take away the fact that America had its own history and it had its native people before anyone came on that place, okay? Native Americans have been there from way before. And I feel like sometimes it can come across a little bit ignorant if we say stuff like that. And they're going to be like, oh, why are you chiming in as a UK person, as a Black British person? Because at the end of the day, we done all been through the same thing, honey, okay? Let's just not sit here and lie. We've all been through it. Our families have all been through it. Of course, you guys have your own history. Yes, no one's taking that away from you. We don't want to take that away from you. That's you. That's your history. But at the same time, we're all Black, okay? We're meant to be supporting each other. And I just feel like it's getting weird. And Madam Joyce, Auntie Joyce, please don't just talk to talk because you're upsetting the people again. Like, girl, what is going on? Who is your producer? Stop saying these things. You're actually hurting people's feelings.
Joyce, sometimes let's learn to keep quiet. Even if we have to talk, let's try to do some research. It's very important that we don't just contribute to everything on the social media space. Very important, especially when we don't know anything about it. You've done a great job creating this whole persona, but when you're beginning not to do research, you're looking really, really bad. Just in December, you got in trouble for saying some narcissistic stuff in Lagos. This didn't end. We're just in February, you're in trouble again. Because you just didn't want to keep your mouth shut. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't voice your opinion. Hell, your whole brand is all about voicing opinions. That has been the reason why we love Madam Joyce. I love you. I watch your content. I really genuinely love you. But one thing I don't want you to do is to fuck up the way these two boys did. And you're looking like you're about to. James and Fahad had everything working for them. All they needed to do was do research. And that's what you're not doing. Let me tell you something with American pop culture. You just don't open your mouth wide and just say nonsense. You get it? Not like the British audience you're working with or the Nigerian audience you're working with. With the American audience, you have to be smart to say what makes sense because they will call it out. They're known for that. They will call you out. They're not scared of you. When you come and disrespect the whole culture like that, they will drag the hell out of you. You're being dragged right now.
Madam Joyce and her opinion about Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance is exactly the direct byproduct of people turning woke into an insult. Because by turning woke, which by the way means having a knowledge about political and social issues and how they apply in everyday situations, that's basically what it is. By turning it into an insult, That is how you get that type of take. That is exactly it, because you're seeing the cool kids starting to reject political and social awareness. The choosing generation. And the worst part is that woman literally makes a living by giving analysis. Like, she's in front of a podcast at the microphone talking from morning till night. And she says she went to the Super Bowl performance. She don't want to think. Yet she came to stand in front of the microphone and tell us what she think. That is that she did not want to think. It is going to be an interesting couple of years.
So that madam, whoever, like, I don't really remember her name, but the girl of African descent who gave that incredibly terrible take on the Super Bowl halftime performance, yeah, her podcast is produced by Shits and Gigs. I don't know if that would lead to any inclination of everything that you should expect, but yeah, let's really get into it. To sit there and say, I don't want to think, I just want to be entertained, shows a level of privilege that I cannot even fathom to begin to try to understand. That is the exact thing that Kendrick was talking about in this entire performance. The fact that we've become so numb to actually being critical, using our critical thinking brains, and we just want to be entertained. You live in a country that colonized almost the entirety of the Western world, and you're sitting there saying, yeah, I know that he wants to talk about this thing that happened to my ancestors, because make no mistake, they are also your ancestors. They're not just ancestors of the fucking black people in America. To sit there and say that, yeah, I just don't want to have to go through a history lesson when I'm watching a football game. First of all, your country doesn't even have football. Let's start there. Secondly, your ancestors, because make no mistake, we're all of African fucking descent. Your ancestors were abused, raped, hanged, tortured, and he's trying to bring light to the fact that they're trying to take us back 180 fucking years, and you're sitting here saying, oh, I really wanted to get people, what did you want? People to get on the stage and twerk and shake their ass, and you do not even understand the political climate of our country for you to even be able to comment or have any type of commentary on what's going on. And I'm sorry, you guys can forward me clips where she's talking about the political climate of our country and saying how whatever is bad, but I haven't seen any clips like that. All I saw was clips of her criticizing Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance, saying it's boring, saying it wasn't entertaining, saying she didn't want to have to think. I swear, some of you will go to a feast of intelligence and still choose to starve. Imagine us being here, fighting for our lives. These artists are putting up, they're actually harming themselves, right? To fight for us, to show the world that we are more than just what they say we are. These artists are actually using their artistry to influence for something good. And you who have influence decide to say something like this. I need a better word than ignorant for this. Final thoughts is, if you have nothing nice to say or nothing constructive to add to the conversation, how about you just fill your mouth with soggy toast and beans and shut the fuck up? And I know it seems like I'm just throwing shade at this particular individual. That is not it. This is for everybody who has had this take of, oh, it's supposed to be entertainment. It's not supposed to be this political stance. Every fucking thing is a political stance in this world, in this life. Your morals, your ethics, everything is differentiated based on how you choose to present to the world and the impact you choose to have on the world. So don't sit there and say like, oh, it's not supposed to be a political stance. I'm not supposed to think. I'm only supposed to be entertained, because that just shows your ignorance. Again, intelligence is a feast. Take bread off the table. Get a little slice of turkey. Do something. But you cannot have these horrible takes while also being produced. You know what? Y'all got it.
Guys, and this is really out of context for me to come on here in my flipping headscarf and glasses, but who told African American people that we eat bangers and mash? Ever since I posted that video about me talking about Madam Joyce, literally siding with African Americans, all I'm seeing is the fact that we eat bangers and mash. Where did you guys get that from? Because no shade, I don't be eating bangers and mash. I be eating yard food, salt mackerel with flipping dumpling and the rest. And I know my friends will be eating their agusi and pounded jam or whatever. And then another person on there started cussing out the fact that Nigerian food is nasty because of Madam Joyce. I don't understand where this all came from. Like, we're now becoming disrespectful to people for no reason. Like, yeah, is xenophobic. And I understand what Madam Joyce said was wrong, but why are we going on a tangent and now disrespecting people? I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. If you don't know now, you know that a lot of Black British people are either like the most, I'm gonna say 4th gen, but we don't eat bangers and mash.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you have all watched the whole clip and you all have seen how the Black Americans are really mad at Madam Joyce, and they are asking Madam Joyce to apologize to Kendrick Lamar. They feel like Madam Joyce has disrespected Kendrick Lamar because Kendrick Lamar was trying to show what they go through music. And according to these people's comments and opinions, they say that this lady was quick to judge. This lady did not sit down, research, and come here to speak. They feel like she is so ignorant. She just came out of nowhere without knowing something and just speaking about it. And when it comes to political matters and social and political matters, they are so delicate. And we all know in most cases the Black Americans are experiencing one of the hardest racism in America. So Kendrick Lamar was trying to express their way through music, but Madam Joyce says she went there to just have fun, just dance, just wanting to dance, of which she is just speaking like she is comfortable. She has the worst mindset. This lady is showing us the worst part of her. And she even goes to an extent of saying that Kendrick Lamar there is a fake deepness in that song, of which this lady is just quick to judge. She's just going with whatever she thinks. She doesn't even think about his fellow people. He's just there speaking, and of which it makes some people think that she is just looking for attention, because most of these content creators are good at whether they feel like looking for something that is different makes them get a lot of attention, of which many people think that Madam Joyce was trying to get the attention of the people. And this is not a new thing for Madam Joyce to do. She is good at making troubles. She was in another trouble in Nigeria last year, December, and now she is another trouble. These people feel like before you sit down and talk about social and political issues, you should sit down and be educated. But Madam Joyce did not even do the research. Madam Joyce was quick to judge. Madam Joyce was just busy speaking without thinking. And I am very glad that not everybody thinks the way this lady thinks, because it is one of the worst mindset I have ever seen. In fact, coming from a Black lady, it is one of the worst mindset. Black Americans are really fighting for their rights, yet somebody is busy supporting whatever the whites are doing to them. Somebody is busy seeing that these people are just faking everything. Somebody is busy saying that she just went there to dance and people are trying to express themselves. This woman has really disappointed the black people, the black community, and these people are really mad at her, and they are asking her to apologize because whatever she did was wrong, and they feel like she is just here to seek attention. She just wants attention. She just wants to be the center of everything, because she's just busy speaking like somebody who does not understand anything. And that's the way she's speaking, that it is not supposed to be coming from a black woman. It is not supposed to be coming from somebody who knows what black people experience in the United States. She should have sat down, and I think if you have nothing to say, and if you do not have a clue of what you are supposed to say, you are supposed to sit down at the corner and listen and be educated, because you cannot speak on something that you do not understand. You cannot speak on something that you feel like it will give you a lot of audience, something that you do not care if it will hurt some people, something that you do not care that if it will destroy some people's lives. And this coming from somebody who has a lot of people in her channel, it's so wrong, because not only people in the US are watching Madam Joyce, a lot of people from different countries are watching her, and this coming from her, it is disappointing to all people, because many black countries watch that and are still watching, and this was so wrong. So guys, make sure you leave your opinion on the comment section, and kindly don't forget to subscribe if you haven't.